Welcome to another Off Topic. Hi all, welcome to another Off Topic. I thought I'd just ramble on a bit about Traders Galaxy, and I think it was a few months ago now I was going to start a video series about what it's like to have your own sort of games company and stuff like that, but I got shy and didn't pursue it too far, mainly because I felt that I was going off topic and because I had a couple of videos that I'd made that I didn't actually post, and you know, like, it's hard doing a gaming company. So I also didn't want to be too negative, because I would consider myself probably prone to the negative, but as I realized that, I want to force myself to be more positive about things. So I don't want to steer down that road of talking into a camera and just getting more and more negative without really knowing it. And so I want to try and stay on the positive things about it. I think the thing is, for me, when, I don't know if many of you may have heard the story of how I started, I think I've said it in another video briefly, is that I'd gone to uni for my, well, not for my job, but I went part-time while I was working full-time in my normal job, just a normal executive job, and I did my Masters of Business part-time, and as a result of that, I sort of started, they wanted us to make a fictitious business and use that as sort of like your muse for all your work that you were going to do, but I just couldn't bring myself to do that, because I felt it was all wasted. Like, if I was going to do work, I wanted to do it on like something that was actually going to be real and tangible. So that's sort of why I started Traders Galaxy. And it was also in a time in my life where I thought, you know what, like, I've gone my whole life just working for other people, and I wanted to experience some of that. I don't know, I wanted to create something that, like, I don't know whether it would be legacy, maybe that's too arrogant to suggest, but I just wanted to do something more than just work for people. Like, I didn't feel I was defined by my career or anything like that, and I wanted to do something different. And I felt at that age I was had my family and stuff like that. I really wanted to do something, and so it was very much sort of just leap moment for me. So I remember looking at I was actually talking to my wife about this not long ago, and there's a lot of things that I can't remember anymore, how I achieved the things that I achieved in order to start Traders Galaxy. So that's sort of amazing to me, because I would have thought that I would remember some of the stuff, but there's some crazy moments, like bringing my first spin caster home in the boot of my car. And if people that do spin casting, they would know how heavy they are. Like, they're like cast iron, most of the parts of it. And so I don't know how, I remember the people saying they couldn't help me put it in the car, and I can't remember how I got it in the car by myself. But yeah, anyway, I drove 100 kilometers with a spin caster in the boot of the car. I don't know how I did that, and I don't know how I got it out of the car, and I know that I rolled it on a skateboard into position here, but I have no idea how I got it out of the car by myself. But who knows? That's weird. But I actually started, before I got that spin caster, I actually started because I had nothing. I had no money. Like, I imagine many people can resonate with the fact that you might have a job, and it might be actually a well-paying job, but you have a family to support, you have expenses, you have mortgages and all sorts of stuff, or mortgage, whatever, and you just never seem to have anything spare at the end of the month, and that was me. So, but I was so in that headspace of it's now or never. And I think I said in another video that one of the the lessons that I nearly failed was something along the lines of just take what you've got now and start. And that's a very important lesson to a lot of people, I think, is like one of the things that I really struggled with is that in my head I was trying to create too many perfect scenarios in order to start. And I think that's a certain personality type perhaps, but I just wanted this and I wanted that, and I couldn't do this because of this. There was like a litany of reasons why I couldn't do certain things because it would, like I would construct these elaborate patterns in my mind of going down the road and wasting my time because of X, Y, Z. And it was actually very difficult to break that thought pattern. And which is why I've mentioned it a few times in a couple of different videos now, is that breaking that thought pattern was really strange, because I was utterly convinced that if I did this, X, Y, Z, it was going to fail because of I didn't have that information. But it's strange because, and I'm talking here as a person with Asperger's, so maybe this is unique to Asperger's people or how they think, or maybe you can resonate with this yourself. I don't know. I'm only talking about my personal experience. And look, I am certainly not any sort of like brain on the matter or anything like that. It's just my personal experience, and talking about it maybe can help someone else do, start stuff or anything like that. So that would actually really be amazing if I could prompt someone to start some project they've been looking at for ages that they want to do, and that would be great. So anyway, I decided that I would start, and I happened to find some instructions on the internet to make a spin caster because I didn't have any money to buy one or anything. And I thought, well, look, if I can just do that, then I can make a start, and that'll take me a while to do that. And then maybe down the line, we'll see what else happens. And that's how I started. I bought a second-hand washing machine from someone, put an ad on Facebook, and got a local washing machine. It leaked, but I didn't worry about that. I only needed the motor and a few other pieces for this thing. And I couldn't make the exact same version that the bloke made on the internet because I'm more of a MacGyver type, and this guy looked like he was a real craftsman, making stuff like that. But eventually, I did actually manage to get a thing to work, and it did actually work, which was amazing to me. That was actually a moment. It was really amazing, and that gave me just enough confidence. And I think I have talked about this in another video, so I won't go too far into that. But then the next step came, and the next step, and so on and so on. And here we are at Traders Galaxy, 5 years later. And, it's a few games now published. I think over 1,000 miniatures available. So I've probably gone a little bit overboard on the miniatures. So I probably need to invest more in just getting known. But that whole social media side in this video is very low tech, and to be honest, it just boggles my mind. So I really need to brush up on my social media skills and my in front of the camera skills and all that sort of stuff, because it's very low key. Traders Galaxy is still a part-time business. I still work a day job, so I'm pretty much working, dare I say, more than 16-hour days now, like all for 7 days a week, doing Traders Galaxy. So and my normal day job. So hats off to my wife. I couldn't do it without her. She picks up a lot of the slack, which she didn't ask to really do. So and my kids, who do sometimes help me in the workshop, although they hate doing working in Dad's workshop. So but yeah, so I don't even know what this video is about now. It was mainly about how I started, and trying to encourage people to not think too far ahead and just start the thing that you're going to start. I think I won't make any bones about the fact that I find it probably the most difficult thing that I've ever done in my life. And I'm not saying that with any like joke or anything like that. It is so difficult. Like, it's taught me like so much as a person. Like, you have to have a thick skin if you're going into business, especially if you're having such strong involvement with the community that we do with Traders Galaxy. You have to just have like the ability to weather like mistakes, and I've just made every mistake possible. Like, and sometimes like multiple mistakes of the same type. That's really frustrating. And so you've just got to be able to I am getting better at being able to pick myself up and dust off and take another step. But I often joke with people that it feels like the whole yard is covered in rakes, and I stand on a lot of rakes all the time. So maybe it is the social side of things for me with my Asperger's, perhaps. But I find that the actual production side of things, the mistakes are easier to deal with because they're very mechanical. They're very sort of like, you do X, Y happens, and then just don't do X, and then that's fine. But I find the whole community engagement side of things much more difficult to do, and because it's a bit of an enigma for me. So I do appreciate all the help that I get in that. I have some fantastic people that mod the Facebook group and stuff for me now, which has like made such a huge difference to the help. Just like those guys are awesome. So but yeah, like it's been interesting. It's been really difficult. Like, I love the whole creative development side, and I think a lot of people like that. A lot of the feedback that when people give feedback is just like, oh, why don't you do this creatively? Why don't you do that? Why don't you have this idea? And they're excellent, and I think that's what everybody thinks about the glamour of having your own miniatures game company, that you can pretty much make any miniature game you want and any miniatures you want. And I do have the ability to pretty much make any miniatures I want from scratch, which is like awesome. It is really nice feeling, and I get a lot of joy from that. But that's probably 15% of it. The other 85% is like a lot of boring stuff, like packing models, like dealing with contractors and stuff like that. Doing writing. I don't actually particularly like writing the games and stories, although the stories have become easier to write over the years. But marketing the stuff is like that is the thing that I actually hate the most. Is like, I hate marketing the products because it is such a crowded space, and it is like you really have to shout loud, and I hate having to shout loud like that in order to just be noticed as a small company. And that is, I find that really, really, really difficult. And then there's just a ton of boring stuff, mainly that my kids don't like packing models. They hate that, packing dice, because everything here is packed by me or the kids here in the workshop. So and everything goes out of here. I hate doing customs labels as well. And I'm slipping into the negative, so I want to try and keep this positive. But yeah, I do get a lot of joy out of like people playing the games and stuff like that, which is like such a humbling feeling, which is really good. So hopefully Traders Galaxy can continue, and we've got an excellent got a cool Kickstarter coming up for a lot of miniatures based around sort of fighting, called Beat 'em Up. That's going to be pretty fantastic. So so yeah, this is my little off-script video. I've gone 5 minutes over time. It was supposed to only be 10 minutes. So thanks very much for joining me. And if you have any ideas about what you want to hear about, just throw them in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. So take it easy.